Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to be filming my October anti-haul today. I feel like it's perfect timing with Black Friday and Cyber Monday. We might be feeling a little bit of shopping fatigue. I don't know how you guys feel, but that's kind of how I feel. So I feel like, how many times can I say I feel? I feel like an anti-haul is going to be perfect for all of us right now. Let me know in the comment section, what did you guys pick up on Black Friday or Cyber Monday? I am so curious to know. You guys know I'm super nosy, so let me know what your favorite purchase of the Black Friday Cyber Monday season was. And without further blabbering, let's get into my anti-haul. Now, really quick, before I start jabbering about all the things I didn't buy in October, I just want to say, hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Karen Harris. I like to film tan girl friendly makeup videos here on YouTube. I also love to film anti-hauls, will I buy it videos, ranking videos, haul videos. We've got it all here at Karen Harris Makeup. Don't you love it when I talk about myself in the third person? That's not weird. Anyway, guys, let's get into the anti-haul. Okay, we've got our handy dandy anti-haul notebook. I did try not to make this too long. I only wrote down 32 things that I wanted to anti-haul. So first things first, the ColourPop Dark Blooms collection. Now, I did decide I wasn't going to get anything from this collection, but then I was placing an order with the Raw Beauty Christie palette and the eyeliners, and the Baroque palette was really calling my name. I don't know why, because I don't really love cool tone eyeshadow palettes, but I think it was like the floral packaging mixed with the really grungy colors, and I was like, you know what, that one's really different. It probably isn't. If you guys haven't seen, I posted my eyeshadow palette collection for 2020. Do I look like I need any more eyeshadow palettes? The answer is no. If you haven't seen the eyeshadow palette collection, you really need to. It really puts things into perspective on the extent of my eyeshadow hoarding. But anyway, I felt like I needed the Baroque palette, okay? So I did end up picking that up after I made these notes. So I'm confessing to you guys, I did buy that one, but I did pass on the Grandeur and the Ornate palette. I also passed on the glosses, the lipsticks, and the blushes. So I feel like I did okay. I think at the time I'm filming this video, I have bought less than 10 things from ColourPop this year. So I feel like I'm pretty proud of myself, and I hope to keep that going. I do kind of want their eyeliner collection from their holiday sets, so we'll see. I feel like that's gonna be like the Hunger Games though, so I might not end up getting that, but I did pass on a majority of the Dark Blooms collection, so that is my number one thing for anti-haul of October. Next thing I am anti-hauling is the Black Capsule by Sugarpill. This was $42, and I know a lot of you were like, ooh, this is so cute for Halloween, and personally, I didn't see the appeal. I really want Sugarpill to like bring it. I feel like they're so well known for their like unique eyeshadows, especially their matte shades, but then I see this palette and I'm like, ooh, I would have loved for them to do something that was more like blowing smoke from ColourPop / cremated from Jeffree Star. Like if they had done something like that, I think it would have been a little bit edgier for Halloween, honestly. I'm still waiting for Sugarpill to bring it. I know a lot of people love the capsule palettes, but they are just not for me. I've seen one in person at my Ulta store and I'm like, no, I still don't want it. So easy pass on that for me. Next thing I'm anti-hauling is Makeup by Mario's Master Mattes Pro Lip Palette for 60 bucks. Now, I have seen a few people pick this up during like the Sephora sale, and a lot of you are so excited to make your custom lip shades. I have the ABH lip palette. Ask me how many times I've used that palette. And I actually do makeup on other people sometimes. Like in my spare time, I've done a few proms, I've done a few weddings. I do a lot of like special event stuff for my friends. I'm not saying I'm a pro makeup artist, but I do makeup on my friends for like special events and stuff like that. And I've never, ever, ever used my ABH like lip palette. So if that's not a sign that I don't need another lip palette, then I don't know what is. So easy pass on the Pro Lip palette for me. And then they also launched some quads, which I thought were cute. But honestly, I bought his metallic eyeshadow palette from his initial launch, and I didn't ever feel like reaching for it. So I just think that Makeup by Mario's line is not for me. I love that people are enjoying his line, they're supporting his brand, but I've just not been drawn to anything from the brand, and these quads are the same way. I don't feel any like flutter or pitter patter for them. So why force myself to like something that I obviously don't like? So easy pass on that. He also launched some glosses and 3 pencils. I'm not interested in any of those things, so it's a pass for me. Next thing I'm anti-hauling is the Glamlite Burger Slider Palette for $22. Now, if you guys are new to my channel, you probably don't know this, but I picked up the Glamlite Donut Palette and I deeply regret purchasing that because as much as I love Glamlite, a lot of their color stories are becoming kind of regurgitated, and this Burger Slider Palette is so true to that statement. I really like the original Burger palette. I have it. It has a lot more green shades in it. This Slider palette has like a blue cheese shade that's like a real blue shade, and I'm like, why? Like, why are we putting blues in every palette? Even when it doesn't really make sense. And I don't know, I love Glamlite so much. I have an affiliate code with them, but I can't just sit there and be like, oh, I love it because I have a code. I'm not gonna do that. I'm actually really disappointed. I really, really want to see them do deep, matte, colorful shades. I would love for them to do that, but it doesn't seem like that's part of their plan for 2020. So hoping for 2021 to, you know, produce some different things from Glamlite. I would even love a neutral palette from them at this point, as long as it's not like mid-tone blues, pinks, and purple matte shades. Like, I would love to see them do something different. And if you guys are wondering, like, my top 2 recommendations for Glamlite, Cake Palette and the Ice Cream Palette. If you want to try Glamlite, those are the 2 palettes I would recommend trying. Okay, moving on. Number 5, Makeup Revolution x Disney. So they did some storybook palettes. I think they did like Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, and maybe like Princess and the Frog. And then they also did some highlighters, lip toppers, lashes. I'm not really into Disney. I didn't grow up with that nostalgia that a lot of people in the US grew up with. So I couldn't care less about the Disney princesses, to be honest with you guys. I just kind of grew up reading the books as the classic fairy tales, not as Disney. So I really don't relate to any of these princesses. I think these all sold out like super, super fast anyway. So I don't really know what else to say about that. Okay. Trend Mood box with e.l.f. Cosmetics. So they had a Holy Hydration Cleansing Balm. They had a cleanser. They had a toner. They had booster drops, a bunch of stuff. My thing with e.l.f. is I do love a lot of their makeup. I did purchase a bunch of e.l.f. skincare back in the day when Liv Loves Her Makeup was still on YouTube. I don't know if a lot of you know who she is, but she was an OG YouTuber. She's not on YouTube anymore, but she would always recommend different e.l.f. skincare items. So one day I spent like 60 bucks on the e.l.f. website and bought a bunch of their skincare, but honestly, I wasn't impressed by any of it. And I decided, even though affordable skincare is affordable, once you buy like a few things, you do end up kind of spending a high-end price point. So I would rather buy one thing that I love from a brand I love than buy like 20 things from an affordable brand and then end up hating all of them. So basically all of it kind of ended up in my makeup trash pile because I really didn't like any of it. So I passed on the Trend Mood e.l.f. box. So the next thing I'm anti-hauling is the Cover FX, the Custom Enhancer palette for $42. Okay, do you guys remember when Jaclyn Hill would rave about the Custom Enhancer drops? Like, everyone was getting these little vials of highlighter and we were like mixing that with our foundation. We were like patting it on with our, you know, beauty blenders. Like, I remember the days when the custom enhancer drops were like all the rage. We really don't even talk about Cover FX anymore, which is unfortunate. There's so many brands, like if you watch OG YouTube, that were so hyped, and now I find like the products when I'm going through my makeup drawers. Like, I'll find like a Becca holiday palette and I'm like, ah, remember the days when like the Becca holiday palette was like the hot ticket item for the holidays? It's so sad. It's too bad. But anyway, I think of Cover FX in the exact same way. They're like one of those brands that are way past their prime. And this custom enhancer palette honestly feels like a cry for help, like, oh my gosh, look at us, please buy something from us. Like that's the vibe I get. And I agree with the criticism that it's really hard when brands do palettes like this where they're trying to cater to like 3, 4, 5 different skin tones. Inevitably, 2 of the shades aren't going to work for you. So that's a little bit tough at that price point. Like I would rather pay $42 and buy a highlighter palette or a highlighter shade that works for my skin tone instead of spending $42 and buying 3 shades and then I can only use 1, if that makes sense. So I think this would have been a much more suitable product to launch as singles, but I'm not running Cover FX, so who am I? Okay, the next thing I'm anti-hauling is the Kylie Cosmetics Leopard collection. So I actually think this collection caught a lot of people's attention because everyone's into leopard print these days. I mean, I'm not a big fan of leopard print, but even I love a good leopard print moment these days. It's kind of crazy how much leopard has taken over, especially in fashion. But, you know, Kylie is like hip with the trends, you guys. And I think that's the biggest appeal of this collection is the packaging. Because if you really look at the eyeshadow palette, it is a neutral eyeshadow palette. It does retail for $35. I did see it's still in stock on our website. She also had some lip kits. The glosses look beautiful. They have that leopard print in gold. I feel like that would be such a giftable thing. And then there is also some lashes in that collection. I was definitely tempted because so many of you seemed really excited about the palette, but I did end up passing on that because I have tried Kylie in the past and I didn't love the formula, and I don't think she's changed the formula enough where I would see a difference. So I decided to pass on the Kylie Leopard collection. Okay, the next thing I'm anti-hauling is from KVD Vegan Beauty Kindness Love Happiness Butterflies and Rainbows and Unicorns brand. So they launched a few things, I'm assuming for holiday. They have this Edge of Reality for $45. This is their holiday palette, which honestly, I haven't heard anyone say anything good about this palette. They also launched some vegan lash glue. They have eyeshadow sticks for $22 and a lip kit. Now, I used to love picking up the Kat Von D holiday lip kit, and the Kat Von D liquid lipstick formula used to be one of my favorites. I still have a bunch of the original shades that I purchased. The Lolita shade, Lolita 2, those are like my OG favorite neutral shades to wear. So I do have a special place in my heart for the KVD Vegan Beauty Kindness lipsticks, but I don't need any more at this time. So it's an easy pass, but if you guys are into these kinds of lip shades, I would recommend the little sample size because you're never really going to get through an entire liquid lipstick, and I think this is a great way to try a bunch of different colors. I like the formula, but there's so many other lipsticks now on the market that I'm not drawn to the KVD line anymore. The next thing I'm anti-hauling, this one was hard because I really wanted to try these. The e.l.f. Putty Blushes in 8 shades for $6 a piece. So I don't know if you remember, but e.l.f. launched these like bite-sized eyeshadow palettes, and then they launched these bite-sized eyeshadow blushes. So me in my infinite wisdom decided to buy all of them so I could do like a swatch party and a review for you guys. Did you ever see that video? That's right, because I never made it. So I was gonna do the same thing with these putty blushes, and I was like, Karen, it's time for an intervention. You don't need any more blushes. You know how we say like, oh, this year has been the year of eyeshadow palettes. This year has been the year of bronzers. Well, I feel like this year has been the year of blush for me. I bought so many blush collections, and so I had to put a pause, and I was like, absolutely no, you don't need any more cream blushes. You have so many, and even though the price point is tempting, again, 8 times 6 equals a lot of money, so let's not go there. So I did end up passing on them, but that is definitely one that was tough for me to walk away from because you guys know I love cream blushes, I love affordable makeup, and I do love e.l.f. for the most part, so that was tough for me to say no to that. Next thing I want to anti-haul is this XXX Revolution Dripping in Gold Metallics collection. This looks very much like Urban Decay Naked Honey / like the affordable copycat version, or inspired by version, let's not say copycat. It's a boring neutral palette and a bunch of other boring things that I really don't care about, so anti-haul for me. Okay, so I feel like there's two kinds of people in this world. The people that like this palette and the people like me that think this palette is a mess. I personally just like don't like the packaging. I don't like that purpley color background with all the colorful shades and then like the split pans and stuff like that. I would love to know if the eyeshadow quality is good, because if it does have good quality, I think go for it. 29 pounds, that's not a bad price. You get a ton of shades and it looks like a ton of product. It looks like a big eyeshadow palette to me. It looks like it's about the size of like a BH Cosmetics Zodiac palette. So you guys will have to let me know, have you seen anyone use this palette? If so, what did they think of it? Because I haven't seen anyone talk about it. So is it any good? Like, do we know? It's an easy pass for me though. You're not going to see it on my channel. I do apologize, but I really don't like the palette. Okay, the next thing I am anti-hauling is the Fenty Holo Days Snap Shadow like kit collection thingamajig. I saw this snap palette and I thought it was so ugly. Like, I'm actually surprised. Like, what are these shades? There's like a lilac and I don't know. Like, I feel like her previous snap shadows had a very concise like color story. I mean, it's 6 shades. They're super tiny. I just got 9 and 10 because those shades really called to me and they were actually pretty good. I tried them out recently, but this holiday one, like, I really wish she had like picked a theme and stuck to it. The shades look very random and yeah, it's an easy pass for me. Okay, the next thing I'm anti-hauling is another ColourPop launch. It's a Stone Cold Fox palette for $34. I'm not gonna lie, ColourPop almost had me because they know that if they launch something new and it's big and shiny and then they launch it with a sale, my thirsty makeup loving ass is on their website going like, maybe I'll just get it. Maybe I'll just get it and make a video. And honestly, I hummed and hawed for so long because I wanted to get it with the bundle with the brush set. Let me tell you a little story. I bought their last year's bundle like this. So they did like a neutral palette called something, Bare Necessities. They did a Bare Necessities and they did a brush set. I have both of those items. I've never used the Bare Necessities palette, so that's fine. I'll put it in a giveaway. I've never used a brush set, and I want to use a brush set because, like, I love brushes. You guys know this about me. But I've never used it. I have so many brushes that I have no reason to reach for my Bare Necessity brushes. So clearly, I need to learn something from that scenario. So I did end up passing on it, which I'm really glad about because, honestly, I do have a lot of eyeshadow palettes that I still need to film videos with for you guys, and it is what it is. It is the nature of the beast that is my eyeshadow palette addiction, but I passed on it, okay? So don't judge me with your judgy eyes. Okay, here's another blush collection that it was so hard to say no to. Milani, one of my favorite drugstore brands, launched 4 cream blush products, and I wanted them so badly. I wanted to try them. I wanted to review them for you guys. But the thing is with Milani, they're like a low-key expensive drugstore brand because each of these were like $9. So I was like, I really want them. I really want to talk about them on my channel, but I decided, nope, I'm good. I just bought 2 of their powder blushes, the baked blushes that I filmed a video with around Halloween time. And those were really good. And I'm sure the cream blushes are really good as well. But they remind me of like my Tower 28 blushes. And I just didn't need them. So I had to anti-haul them. But I definitely think about them late at night. Like when I'm laying in bed and I'm thinking of all the makeup that I could have bought, but I didn't buy, but I wanted to buy, I think of the Milani blushes. And I hope they're okay, and I wish they were thinking of me too, but they're probably not, and it is what it is. But I just can't have more, cream blushes right now. It's just too much. My collection is overwhelming. Okay, so the next thing we're anti-hauling is the KKW Opalescent collection. This one, I feel like a lot of people were drawn to because it has some beautiful purple shades. I don't love buying purple eyeshadows, but purple eyeshadows really look good on my tan skin tone. So if you're my skin tone, I would highly recommend purple eyeshadows, but I would not recommend the KKW eyeshadow formula. I would say Juvia's Place, that new Royal Nubian palette. Oh, that's so fire. It's their holiday mini palette that has some beautiful purple shades. So if you want to support a indie brand, a black owned brand, and you want to get a smaller palette than this big boring brown palette with some purple sprinkled in it, I would highly recommend Juvia's Place. You know, Kim's great and all, but this palette is kind of a snooze fest, honestly. It's the most colorful thing she's done for her brand, but I feel like there's so many other more fun purple palettes out there, so pass for me. Next thing I'm anti-hauling is the Lancome Holiday Collection. Honestly, this one's really easy. I've never wanted anything from Lancome. I do feel like this packaging is gonna suck you guys in though, and you know, I'm not gonna judge you. If you think this packaging is beautiful and you want it, that's great for you. Kind of reminds me of Smashbox, like circa 2018 holiday. So it's an easy pass for me. Next thing we're anti-hauling is the Ciate X Miss Piggy collection. There's a blush palette, a lip balm, a sponge, a mirror, a lip gloss, and an eyeshadow palette. Honestly, I thought the sponge was freaking adorable. Miss Piggy, she's great, okay? I would have loved for them to like do some kind of fun thing with the eyeshadow palette. I think the cheek palette's nice, but overall, I don't know. Ciate is like one of those brands that I feel like there's people that love their makeup, but I'm not one of those people. So it's an easy pass for me, but I do love the collection. I think they're very true to Miss Piggy's brand. And listen, I love Sesame Street just as much as the next person. So I think it's adorable, but I passed on the whole thing. Okay, next thing I'm anti-hauling is all of MAC's Holiday collection. I used to be so into picking up little things from MAC's Holiday. I feel like they definitely had their moment on YouTube and beauty YouTube and all that stuff. And even last year, I picked up one of their face palettes. Just was not in love with the formula. So I think that's still on my Poshmark. I don't think anybody bought that palette from me. They probably knew how hideous it was, except I fell for like Mel Thompson's review, so I did end up buying it and I was not a fan, so I did end up decluttering that from my collection. But yeah, I mean, they have cute stuff. I feel like it's very giftable. If you are somebody that's just getting into makeup, or you know somebody that's just getting into makeup, I feel like the MAC stuff is nice, but it's a pass for me. Next thing I'm anti-hauling is the Morphe X Holiday Capsule Collection. Oh my gosh, this collection, what a snooze fest. I don't know, I feel like sometimes I see stuff from Morphe and I'm like, ooh, they're trying to do smaller palettes, they're trying to do this, they're trying to do that, but realistically, I know that these palettes sell. Everybody that walks into Ulta picks up Morphe palettes. People that don't watch beauty YouTube, they know what Morphe is. So even though I'm sitting here on my little high horse, okay, my little YouTube beauty guru high horse, and saying, me, 35 palettes, they're so boring, people will buy this palette and they will probably love this palette, but we can just sit here and criticize, and that's okay. Okay, I'm feeling a little sassy. Okay, I just decluttered all my big Morphe palettes because they take up so much space, so it's a pass for me. I feel like this mauve color story would have been so beautiful in a smaller palette form. I would love to see Morphe do something like this, but do like a light, medium, deep. That would be epic. I also really wanted the lip kit from this collection that had the sweet tea shade in it. Oh, that lipstick, it's sold out. That kit is sold out. I can't get it anymore, so that will forever haunt me in my dreams, but I will go on. The next thing I'm anti-hauling is Jouer Holiday. I used to be so into Jouer's liquid lipsticks. Another brand I feel like that was so hyped back in the day on YouTube. Oh my gosh, you couldn't go anywhere without hearing about their lip toppers. I can't remember the one famous shade that they had that everybody loved. I even wore that shade on my wedding day. I wore it on my lips because it was such a good formula. And then their citrine highlighter. Like there's so many like cult classic products that they used to be known for, but I just haven't been drawn to them. I feel like their eyeshadow palettes, they had that Skinny Dip palette one holiday. Oh my gosh, people like lost their mind for that. That is definitely a palette I wish I had bought. I think it's still available on Beautylish, and I always think about picking it up, but I'm like, really? Do you need to spend $45 on a all glitter palette from Jouer that's neutrals? Like, absolutely not. So I've never like executed that purchase, but oh, Jouer, I wish them well, but they're not for me anymore. Okay, the next thing I'm anti-hauling is the ColourPop Roll With It glosses. They launched this as a set. Not gonna lie, I did pick one up when I placed a ColourPop order because I want to know if my mom's gonna like these, because as a child of the 90s, I grew up watching my mom using these glosses, and so I wanted to get her one in case she liked it, because I thought that would be a fun little gift for her, because you can't find glosses like this anymore. I used to remember seeing them at like the dollar store or like Walmart in like the checkout aisles, but I haven't seen them, so I thought it would be fun to get her one from ColourPop. Okay, the next thing I'm anti-hauling is the Kiko X Wonder Woman collection. I want to like Kiko. I want to be interested in Kiko, but I haven't really found the perfect thing from them yet. It is nice that they are available at Ulta stores, so it makes it a little bit easier to shop them. So it's definitely a brand I would love to try, but there's nothing that's caught my attention, so it's an easy pass for me. Next thing I am anti-hauling are the two Rare Beauty eyeshadow palettes. Oh man, I wanted to want one of these so badly because they launched during the VIB sale. You guys know I am such a sucker for eyeshadow palettes. The answer is always yes with eyeshadow palettes. So for me not to buy an eyeshadow palette, I genuinely have to really just not be attracted to it. And that's what happened with these two. Even though the outside packaging is so cute and I saw so many people do such beautiful looks with it, I just could not convince myself to spend the money on them. So I did end up passing on those palettes. The next thing I'm anti-hauling is the ColourPop Taupe collection. Low-key, I feel like this collection is gorgeous, and if you are into neutral palettes, I would highly recommend checking it out because I have two of their neutral palettes in the 9-pan format that I love. I have Going Coconuts and Brown Sugar. Also recommend those. That's the thing. I think ColourPop makes really good neutral palettes. It's just that I am not attracted to a ton of neutral palettes anymore, so I've been trying to slow down my purchases from them, but I think if you love neutrals, that taupe collection definitely looked taupe notch. You see what I did there? Get it? I was being punny. No? Okay. Okay, the next thing I am anti-hauling is the Hip Dot X Tapatio collection. I think this was really a fun collaboration. I'm anti-hauling this solely on the fact that I don't really like these colors. I don't need these colors, but I love the fact that they collaborated with a hot sauce company. Like, come on, who doesn't love hot sauce, Mexican food, and makeup? Like, it all makes sense to me. So very nice collection, just not my color story. Next thing I'm anti-hauling is the Lawless, the Baby One eyeshadow palette for $25. Lawless is another one of those brands like Kiko. Like, I would like to try them because I know my friend Samantha March raves about them, but I feel like they're one of those brands that's definitely geared towards more neutral lovers, and that's okay because there's a lot of brands out there that are also geared towards people like me that love to wear colorful, shimmery eyeshadows. So it's okay. It can't all work for me all the time, and that's fine with me. So I passed on the Lawless, the Baby One palette. Next, I am anti-hauling the Linda Hallberg lip vinyls. So she launched these in 3 shades, and I believe they are multi-purpose. You can use them on your cheeks, and she does have another product like that. It's like a lip balm that you can also use on like your eyes, your face, your lips. So it looks cool, but again, I have a ton of cream products. You can't really buy a Linda Hallberg very easily in the US. You have to buy on her website or on Beauty Bay. So I would love to see her brand come to Beautylish. I think her brand would totally make sense on Beautylish. So if Beautylish is watching, or Linda is watching, or one of you can make that happen, I think that will be good for everyone. Okay, the next thing I am anti-hauling is Dominique Cosmetics, her lip collection. So boring. Oh my gosh. Listen, okay? 6 lipsticks and they're 20 bucks a piece. Have you guys heard of Propa Beauty? I'm actually wearing a Propa Beauty shade on my lips today. I filmed an entire Propa Beauty lip swatch video for my channel. You guys know I am a Propa Beauty affiliate, so you can use my code KHMAKEUP to save money on Propa Beauty. If you don't want to spend 20 bucks on a lipstick and you want to support a black-owned indie brand, highly recommend. I mean, Dominique Cosmetics does do some good things, don't get me wrong, but her lip collection, not my favorite. She also has 4 liners, and those retail for 18 bucks a pop. So easy pass on all of that for me. Next thing I'm anti-hauling is the e.l.f. Holiday Collection. Oh my gosh, e.l.f. e.l.f. launched so much stuff for their holiday sets. It's insane. I almost bought the eyeshadow palette and I almost bought the blush palette. But then I was like, Karen, you literally don't have time to review more makeup. You don't have time for more first impressions. Like, shut it down. Don't spend $20. I know it's only $20 and you could make a kick-ass video and everybody would love it because everybody wants to know if the e.l.f. holiday stuff is good, but you don't need to be that person. There's other people that will make the video for you. So I did end up passing on it. Let me know, did you guys get the e.l.f. holiday collection? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you pass on it? What did you guys do? Give me all the tea down in the comment section. Okay, the next thing I'm anti-hauling is Lime Crime Holiday. I saw they did 2 palettes. So one was like a best of palette where they picked some of the most popular shades from like their Venus palettes and put it in one palette. That looked like a fun idea. And then they did like a bigger palette which had some really fun colors as well. I was low-key wanting that palette. I think my friend Kara as well as Colorful Camille both bought those palettes and they look fabulous on both of those ladies and they have completely different skin tones. So I would low-key want to own that Lime Crime Holiday palette, but like I said, I just have so many palettes that I still need to review for you guys. And I don't have a ton of time left for the end of 2020, so I did decide to pass on those, but I do think they're really pretty. Last thing I'm anti-hauling for the month of October is the ColourPop Hocus Pocus collection. And honestly, I low-key wanted the Hocus Pocus eyeshadow palette. I had it in my cart on Ulta's website. I almost bought it and then I just told myself, like, Karen, you don't really love the ColourPop formula. Just save these palettes for somebody that actually loves Hocus Pocus and loves the ColourPop formula. So I did. I low-key regret not picking it up because I do like the grungy color story. I did recently get their Child palette and I was swiftly reminded how much I don't love the ColourPop formula. I did also pick up the Raw Beauty Christie palette, so I'm anxiously awaiting its arrival. Hopefully that one has the good ColourPop formula that I love with the creamy mattes and the beautiful metallics. I'm really hoping that has a good formula because ColourPop has definitely been like hit or miss, so I'm not mad that I missed out on the Hocus Pocus palette. I know some of my friends have done videos on it and that was really fun to watch and I really like the color story. And yeah, that's all for that. I don't know if they are planning on restocking it. I hope they do because it seemed like a lot of people didn't get the Hocus Pocus collection. So hopefully they will restock it and everyone that wanted that palette will be able to get their hands on it. Okay friends, that is it for my October anti-haul. Let me know what products you ended up passing on in the month of October. Let me know if there's anything that I anti-haul that you ended up purchasing and what your thoughts are. You guys know I love chatting to you in my comment section, so I will catch you guys down there. And if you guys aren't subscribed to my channel yet, what are you doing with your lives? Come on guys, go ahead and subscribe so you can keep up with my future uploads. And I will see you guys in my next video soon. Bye!